You know the feeling. That heavy weight in your chest, that twisting sensation in your gut, that overwhelming sense that you've done something wrong, even when you haven't. Maybe someone told you, after everything I've done for you, this is how you repay me. Or maybe it was, I guess I'll just suffer alone. But don't worry about me. Or even worse, I thought you were a good person. But I guess I was wrong. And just like that, you feel guilty. You question yourself. You wonder if you really are the bad guy. You feel compelled to make it right, to apologize, to give in. That reaction? That's exactly what they wanted. This is guilt-tripping manipulation, one of the most subtle yet powerful control tactics. It doesn't force you to do something. It makes you feel like you owe it. It makes you believe that if you don't comply, you are a bad person. And because no one wants to feel like a bad person, most people give in. Again, and again, and again. It starts with emotional framing. The manipulator paints themselves as the victim and you as the cause of their suffering. They tell you how much they've sacrificed, how ungrateful you are, how much your choices have hurt them. They don't attack your actions directly. They don't say, you did something wrong. Instead, they imply it in a way that makes you draw the conclusion yourself. And that's what makes guilt tripping so powerful. The person being manipulated doesn't even realize they are being controlled. Instead of resisting, they internalize the guilt, feeling obligated to fix a situation that was designed to trap them in the first place. This tactic is used everywhere, in relationships, in families, in workplaces, in friendships, even in politics and marketing. It's the mother who says, I gave up my whole life for you and you can't even visit me once a week. It's the partner who sighs, I guess I just love you more than you love me. It's the friend who coldly says, wow, I see where I stand with you. It's the boss who complains, I thought you were a team player, but I guess I was wrong. And it works, because guilt paralyzes. It makes people act against their own best interests just to relieve that unbearable sense of being the bad guy. How guilt tripping works on a psychological level. Guilt is an incredibly powerful emotion. It is wired into our social instincts, designed to keep us from harming others and to maintain group harmony. When we feel guilty, our brain urges us to make amends, to restore balance, to fix what we have supposedly broken. Manipulators exploit this instinct. They weaponize morality, making their victim feel like their actions, no matter how reasonable, are causing pain. And because guilt is such an intolerable feeling, most people will do anything to make it go away. This is why guilt tripping is so effective in keeping people trapped in toxic dynamics. The person being manipulated doesn't feel like they are being forced. They feel like they are making a moral decision, like they are choosing to stay, to give in, to put their own needs last. But in reality, they are being emotionally blackmailed. Where guilt-tripping manipulation is used, it's everywhere. And once you see it, you'll never unsee it. It happens in families all the time. Parents guilt-trip their children into following expectations. After everything we've done for you, you're just going to disappoint us like this? Older relatives guilt-trip younger family members into responsibilities. I guess I'll just die alone then, since no one cares about me. It happens in relationships, where one partner manipulates the other into neglecting their own needs. I just want you to be happy, but I guess my happiness doesn't matter. Or worse, if you really loved me, you wouldn't hurt me like this. It happens in friendships, where people use guilt to get what they want. I see how it is, you only care about me when it's convenient for you. It happens in the workplace, where employers push employees to overwork. We're all making sacrifices right now, and I thought you were committed to the team. It happens in marketing and politics, where companies and leaders manipulate public perception. If you really cared about the environment, you'd buy this product. Or if you don't support us, you're part of the problem. The 3 stages of guilt-tripping manipulation. It follows a predictable pattern every time. First, the manipulator creates an emotional debt. They highlight everything they have done for you, everything they have sacrificed. They emphasize how much they've given, making you feel like you owe them. Then they frame you as selfish for not repaying that debt in the way they expect. They don't ask directly, they imply it. They act disappointed, hurt. They withdraw affection. They make you feel like you have violated some unwritten rule of morality. Finally, they make it clear that you can fix it, but only on their terms. If you just do what they want, the guilt will go away. The relationship will be repaired. The tension will disappear. And in that moment, most people give in. Because guilt hurts, and compliance is the fastest way to make it stop. But here's the truth. You don't owe anyone control over your life. How to break free from guilt-tripping manipulation. The first step is recognizing it in real time. The moment someone tries to make you feel obligated to act in a way that benefits them at your expense, pause. Ask yourself, am I being manipulated through guilt? If the answer is yes, do not engage emotionally. The second step is rejecting false responsibility. Just because someone feels hurt does not mean you did something wrong. Manipulators make their emotions your problem, but they are responsible for their own feelings. You are not responsible for managing someone else's insecurities, expectations, or unhappiness. The third step is standing firm. The moment you recognize guilt tripping, do not justify yourself. Do not defend. Do not argue. Instead, state your boundary clearly. I understand that you're upset, but my decision is final. I'm not responsible for how you feel about this. If this is how you react to my choices, then I need to reconsider this relationship. Manipulators will double down when you resist. They will try harder. They will escalate. Why? Because guilt tripping only works if you give in. If you don't, they lose control. And that's when the real shift happens. Because once you recognize guilt tripping for what it is, once you break free from the belief that you owe someone compliance, they lose all power over you. The guilt no longer works. Their tactics fall apart. And suddenly you realize something profound. You never owed them anything. Because true love, true respect, true loyalty is given freely, not manipulated through guilt. Now that you know how guilt tripping works, the question is, what other invisible manipulations are controlling your emotions without you even realizing it? Are you ready to uncover the next one?